Good morning. This is John Harvey coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, to do another walkthrough of the wonderful art that we have here on X. And it's always a pleasure every day, or actually multiple times a day, to see what wonderful creations people have come up with. So let's take a look and see. And I am experimenting today with a little bit of a higher bit rate than I have been previously. And we're going to see what happens here, whether it's going to cause any problems. But I did look at some of the footage from my previous broadcast during the week and would have liked it to be a little bit of a better quality. So we'll see. There's always a trade-off, of course, in terms of increasing the bit rate, and this is a bit of an experiment still, so bear with me. And initially I said I would try to keep these to 10 minutes, but they've been varying between 10 minutes and almost 20. So let's go ahead and start. Here we have jelly, and this is delightful. It looks like if one had to describe it in artistic terms, watercolor wash probably, but here we have a spider-looking creature having a piece of toast for breakfast, I presume. So I love the eyes that pop up, and it's a great image. Let's see what's next. Illustra, good morning, and let's make sure we love Jelly's image. Illustra is an artist that has been here forever and continues to produce amazing art. And this one, again, you have the art she produces makes one think. And in this case, the thought is, what's going on here? What is this person seeing that we aren't seeing? And if you look at the detail, it's pretty amazing. So nice job there. And I don't know what that is, but it looked like an ad or something. But we'll go on to Broken Mindset. Good morning and happy weekend. Yes, happy weekend to everyone. I hope everyone has plans for this weekend. I'm going to be filming or assisting in filming. I'm one of the camera people on the Alien Rescue production. If you aren't familiar with that, check out the Meta movie. And basically what it is virtual theater. So this is very, very interesting by Broken Mindset. This is, they're almost like, a type of fungus that's growing on a piece of bark, but, could be very open to interpretation. But the lines, make it flow, take one's eye from the top down, and these round pieces of fungus or whatever they are really make the image. So it's a beautiful image. And let's go on to the next one. Lena. Yes. So this is again, I did actually live in places like this where I woke up every morning and saw similar scenes to this, apart from the palm trees, that is. But there's nothing like the ocean and the smell of the ocean and just the way that the sun and the clouds interact with the water. So a beautiful image. And then of course the beach sand, and I can almost feel my toes in the sand. But let's go on. Sandy Toes 2211. Speaking of toes, and we have a regal kitty cat, well well adorned with some amazing jewelry. I totally love this collar with the little stars and the almost galaxies, and just the look on the cat's face too is precious. So totally love it. I dealt with my two cats this morning, spent time with them because that's the way my day goes. I wake up, I feed the cats, I do a few chores, and then I play with the cats until they decide that they've had enough. It's up to them, because if they haven't had enough, they're going to continue to do mischievous things that will annoy me until I pay attention to them. Very, very smart animals. So let's continue on here. Oddmore. Oddmore is one of my favorite artists in terms of style. I just totally love the style. It's it really is striking, and the textures are amazing, and then all of these characters are very unique. They have a unique look to them, and yet the style remains very consistent, I would say, from the images that I've seen. So let's go on here. And Seattle Driver, the Sasquatch, right? I think that's how you pronounce it. Aficionado of X. This is his speciality, and if you've ever wanted to see multiple variations of Bigfoot, then this is the place to do it. And here's Bigfoot getting in the last moment. Well, I guess it depends on where one lives, but here in Pennsylvania, there's not much time left to mow the grass, as winter is pretty much here. And let's go to Muriel. Henry Rousseau inspired challenge. And so, one of the cool things about X is that various people have these challenges where they bring up a particular theme or topic or artist, and ask people to contribute. And some of the contributions are, well, not some, I mean, all of the contributions are just amazing to look through. And occasionally I will submit some of my art to, but it's it's just a lot of work to do everything. I do get out at least one piece of art that I've created every day. And that sometimes is a struggle, just to get something out that, just to do it every day. And it's definitely something that has made me focus a lot more on what I'm doing. And so let's take a look at some of these comments and see if there's anything here. So this is Rousseau, was a self-taught artist, started painting seriously in his early 40s. And I think, that talks to a lot of people. One should never say a lot, but many people believe that one has to be young to, start in this field and be a creative. But if you look at some of these artists, they started later on in life. So interesting art, definitely. Let's go to Mancar 27. Counter Current. Happy Saturday. And this is definitely very interesting. We have these people that have a plasticky texture to them. Their heads are, you can only see vague outlines of the face because it's covered with this plastic. And a reflection on our society, perhaps. A plastic society where none of us really has or expresses ourselves for. I mean, obviously, people here on X too, but I think there's a fear amongst people in general to express themselves because they don't want to be criticized or are scared of being criticized. And I think, criticism or constructive criticism is always good. Negative criticism really gets no one anywhere and just, I think, harms the person more than the person being criticized ultimately. And this is interesting. Behold the sigh. So we have these new species that have evolved, and this one looks interesting, although I am not sure if I would like to wake up in the night and have it crawling on me. So definitely an interesting image. AI and design. So here talking about runway, and I guess this is the weekend where the runway contest is taking place, and so I look forward to seeing what people generate. Runway, for those of you that don't know, it is an AI video generation platform that offers a number of AI video type functionalities. And let's take a look at this. Tony, hope you bring the light in your eye to life. That's a lovely saying and interesting image. I wasn't expecting this to be in the 9:16 ratio. But it definitely works. You have the side of the face, and then what could be cosmic dust or cosmic tears, again, all open to interpretation. That's the beauty of art, and that's the thing that I think we should really be looking at art for is, what does it do for us personally, not how many likes it's had or not what anyone else says about it. It's, if you like that art, well, then it's something that's very personal to you. Kiro Unreal. And this is an interesting image. I like the purple hues to it. So good job. Let's go to the next one. Sad Wanderer. Definitely interesting. And these another image that when you look at it, it initially looks like a landscape image. We see the landscape and the water and the mountains in the background, and then one's eye focuses on these poles or rays that are ascending, and so is that a connection to something? And the question is what, right? The question is always what. So no, I thought we might see a clue here, but no, it's open to interpretation. So good job. So Kush, let's see what Kush has come up with and see what the description is. Nothing like a good brain scan. Brain scan in the GM. Hope everyone is fully scanned and ready to GM. Yeah, good morning to you too, Kush. And how was your scan? Activate the brain. So this is pretty cool. Let's see if there's audio here.
The brain. 3, 2, 1. Scanning complete.
That's the unfortunate thing about X. I suppose I could expand it to the full window. Let's see what happens there. I'll put the audio on.
Stand still as we prepare to scan your brain. 3, 2, 1. Scanning complete. Stand still as we prepare to scan your brain.
Well, that was definitely interesting. So good job. And that's, more and more of what we're seeing in terms of AI generated video, where it's just getting better and better all the time. I said probably about 6 months ago that it reminded me of where Midjourney was 2 years ago. And every couple of months, you just see it getting better and better. And Rickar, good morning. Relaxing, creating, or working? I hope it's a good one for you. Definitely. I think that applies to everybody today. And this is definitely an interesting work. We have, some volcanic activity possibly going on in the foreground here. Definitely something spewing out here. And then, so this might be an AR display of some sorts, looking at the landscape or examining the landscape. So interesting work. And AI tales, not by humans. Okay, falling in love in fall. So let's see what that is about.
Wise men say only fools are rushing, but I can't help falling in love with you.
Oh, definitely nice. It has makes one appreciate fall, and the song was interesting. So nice job. And again, as I've said, AI video is every few weeks again, and it just evolves. There's a new company that comes out, and we've gone from jittery video to actually very smooth video, as you see here. I mean, that's a really nice slow zoom and pan, and yeah, it's just getting better and better. Morph GM to you. And here we have a astronaut, a space person, or maybe someone in a hazmat situation with a special suit on, although interesting. And that the fascinating thing about this, or the eye-striking thing about this image, is the black and white high contrast person in the suit against that red background. And then you also have these black dots, which I think really makes it. So nice job there. So let's take a look at one more, and we shall call it a day for today. And I'm here doing this every day now, simply because I do it a number of times a day, and it's rather fun for me to be able to share what I see. And perhaps someone's listening, perhaps someone's not, but it allows me to express myself in terms of, just looking at the art and actually talking about it, where before I just looked at the art and thought about it. So let's take a look at these two images here. So this is spooky stuff, ready for Halloween, right? It's definitely an interesting time of year. And I like the way this is done, nice golden ratio stuff here. It flows well. And it gets even spookier. And here I like I think this is a light or whatever that leads up to the path. And then you can see, the various lights in the castle are lit. And motion is implied with the flying of the birds and the flags on the top. So, Halloween has always been interesting because I didn't grow up here in the United States, and so it wasn't until I moved here, or actually it wasn't until I had a daughter, that I started experiencing Halloween and getting involved with that. And it's an interesting tradition. It was, initially there's a whole lot of interesting stuff if you go back and look at the Celts and, how Halloween became Christianized almost by, All Saints. But it's all about, respecting the dead and remembering the dead. And of course, a couple of days later, we have the Day of the Dead. And so, there's a whole week to reflect on one's ancestors and to perhaps appreciate where one is as a result. So I'm going to say goodbye to you all, and I hope everyone has a really great rest of your Saturday, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.